In this video, we will demonstrate Arcus Backup Exec monitoring. We hear from Backup Exec users and service providers that they'd love to be able to monitor their Backup Exec deployment from one single place on the web. Arcus is an open source project that can help them do just that. Arcus is a cloud-based monitoring solution for Backup Exec. It is targeted towards managed service providers and customers to monitor multiple Backup Exec servers from a single page. So you can get a quick overview of your Backup Exec deployment without having to connect to all your Backup Exec servers one at a time. At this time, Arcus can monitor Backup Exec alerts, job status, and job histories for multiple servers. Arcus consists of a web application hosted on Microsoft Azure and agents on Backup Exec servers that push monitoring information into a Microsoft Azure Document DB database, now part of Azure Cosmos DB. Arcus allows you to monitor alerts, jobs, and job history details of multiple Backup Exec servers on a single page through the Arcus web application, hosted in your Azure account. The Arcus agent application must be installed on the Backup Exec server to enable monitoring. The agent application can be downloaded from the Arcus web application. Let's look at the deployment architecture. Arcus consists of the Arcus web application and its data, i.e. a Document DB database hosted in your Azure account. Arcus uses Azure Web App Authentication and Authorization using Azure Active Directory, which allows only authenticated users to connect to and use Arcus. Arcus has an agent application that runs on the Backup Exec server. This application gathers monitoring information from the Backup Exec servers and securely pushes the information to your DB database. Arcus is an open source project on GitHub. The Backup Exec community of users and partners is welcome to enhance and customize the application. Note that Veritas does not support the product in an official capacity. Now let's explore the Arcus Portal. The homepage shows the highlights. You can see important events like the count of the critical alerts, failed jobs, missed jobs, jobs completed with exceptions, etc., and a pie chart representing the job status. You also use the homepage to download the agent application in order to install it on Backup Exec servers. Click the drop-down arrow. You can filter the important events from the listed time period. Data for the past 72 hours is displayed. You can click on the count to navigate to its details. You can apply different filters to view data related to Backup Exec server. You can filter jobs based on the job name, job status, job type, etc. Now click on the Monitor tab. The Monitor page shows alert, job, and job history details for the Backup Exec servers. You can filter alerts, jobs, or job histories based on different filters. Data for the lone Backup Exec server is displayed. You can filter alerts by selecting the name. You can filter alerts by selecting the severity. You can filter alerts by selecting the category. There are other details which can be viewed. Click the UMI code for alert. The UMI code directs you to the article on the Veritas support site. You can filter jobs based on the different filters. You can similarly filter the job histories as well. Now click on the Manage Groups tab. Note that 2 Backup Exec Media Server groups have been created. The Backup Exec Media Server group name can be customized. The Manage Groups page allows you to group the media servers by creating a new group or renaming the existing group. Service providers, for example, can use this to create a separate group to add Backup Exec servers for each of their clients. We will now go through the demonstration for Arcus. In this demonstration, we will deploy the Arcus web application in your Azure account by running a PowerShell command. Turn on authentication and authorization for the web application deployed so that only authorized users can connect to Arcus. Provide the endpoint URL and authorization key in the Arcus Portal. Create your own DocumentDB database account. Add users to Azure Active Directory who will have access to the Arcus web app. And download the agent application from the Arcus Portal and run it on the Backup Exec server to enable monitoring. Step 1. Deployment of the web application in Azure account. Note that you need to install Azure PowerShell to run the script. Download the deploywebapp.ps1 PowerShell script from the given GitHub link. Click Clone or Download to download the deployment script. Click Download Zip. Extract contents of the folder. The folder contains the deploywebapp.ps1 deployment script. Now launch Windows PowerShell. Open the deployment script. Set the execution policy to unrestricted only for the current session by using the given command. Load the PowerShell script. Run the given PowerShell command. And press Enter. Enter the Microsoft Azure credentials. Launch the Microsoft Azure Portal. Log in to the Microsoft Azure Portal. Step 2. Now let's turn on authentication and authorization for deployed web app so that only authorized users can connect to and use Arcus. In the Azure portal, navigate to your application. Click Settings. Scroll down to Authentication Authorization. And then click Authentication Authorization. If the Authentication Authorization feature is not enabled, turn the switch to On. Click Azure Active Directory. and then click Express under Management Mode. Click OK to register the application in Azure Active Directory. This will create a new registration. If you want to choose an existing registration instead, click Select an existing app and then search for the name of a previously created registration within your tenant. Click the registration to select it and click OK. Then click OK on the Azure Active Directory settings blade. Click Save to save the settings. Step 3. Provide endpoint URL and authorization key in the Arcus Portal the first time you log in. You won't be asked to enter this the next time. Click the URL to navigate to the Arcus Portal. We do not possess the DocumentDB credentials. To obtain the DocumentDB credentials, we will create the DocumentDB database. Step 4. Arcus needs a DocumentDB account for the Arcus agent to store the status of BE servers. Sign in to the Azure portal. In the jump bar, click New, click Databases, and then click DocumentDB, NoSQL. Click Add. In the New Account blade, specify the desired configuration for the DocumentDB account. Once the new DocumentDB account options are configured, click Create. The DocumentDB database is created. To check the status of the deployment, click the Notifications hub. The deployment is successful. Find the endpoint URL and authorization key in the Keys blade. Copy the endpoint URL and authorization key. Save the information for future reference. Navigate to the Arcus portal. Enter the endpoint URL and authorization key. Click Save. Step 5. Add users to the Azure Active Directory. The added users will have access to the Arcus portal and can monitor the Backup Exec servers. Visit the given link to learn more about adding users to the Azure Active Directory. Step 6. Download the agent application. Download the agent application from the Arcus portal. Share the agent application with customers who can install it on the Backup Exec servers whose data is to be monitored. Log in to the Veritas Backup Exec server. Step 7. Run the agent application on the Backup Exec servers, which will push the media server data to your DocumentDB database. Extract the contents of the agent application folder. Install the service using the given command. Launch the Services window. Agent application runs as a Windows service. Customers need to run the agent on the Backup Exec servers whose data is to be monitored.